I work with a lot of golfers, and most of these golfers, they want to get better. They want to be more competitive with themselves, more competitive on the course with their buddies. Some of them play in tournaments, and they just want to keep getting slightly better over time. And I love it. It's a lot of fun. The conversations we have are great. But the one thing that always keeps coming up is I've taken lessons, I'm changing my swing, and it's 6 months later, it's not working. So then they go back to their old swing, and they start this cycle, find a new coach, do something different, find a new YouTube video. And this cycle it's time consuming. One, you're gonna spend years spinning your wheels. But two, the conversation I always have with them is changing your swing when the body's dysfunctional is adding more dysfunction on top of dysfunction. What I mean by that, if I take a backswing and I reverse pivot, my spine starts leaning towards the target, that tells me a few things. Don't have the hip rotation, don't have the thoracic spine rotation, and you don't have the stability around the midsection. And what do people start doing then? The golfers I talk to, what they end up doing is they start really forcing this hip rotation because they think hip rotation is the end-all be-all. In reality, it's not. Most players can get away with 20 to 30 degrees of hip rotation and still play good golf. But they're trying to find a swing from these PGA Tour pros that spend hours in the gym. They have trainers, they've got physical therapists, chiropractors. They've got all the resources to make sure their body is moving how it needs to. And their bodies, the golfers that I work with, their bodies will never actually do that. I had a few people come in that want to have a ton of side-bended impact. Well, side-bended impact is usually less than 10 degrees. It just looks like more because the pelvis is actually tilting, so now the platform is tilted, and when you're coming through the ball. But these golfers, they think they need more side bend, one, because the pros are doing it, but they also think it's gonna help them launch the ball better. So they go from this reverse pivot to now I need to get to here. You've just put in 2 or 3 other variables that are going to cause more problems down the road for you. And yes, when we make swing changes, there's gonna be a 2 to 4 week period where you're not hitting the ball great until you can make that feel a reel. But if you don't have the right reel that you're searching for, you are going to end up going down a dark path. Been there myself plenty of times where you see something on YouTube, you're like, that's me, I need to use this, but your body can't do it. So a lot of the hip rotation stuff where you're sitting into this hip, if you sit too far into the hip, now everything pulls off the ball way too far. If you have limited thoracic rotation, I see it all the time. Pretty much every golfer I've seen has some sort of limitation, at least in one direction of rotation. If I can't move or separate pelvis and torso, I get to here, I know I need to get the club up here, so what do? They bend the elbows. My chest hasn't turned, my hips haven't turned because I don't have that rotation, and now I have to do this. I've got to throw my hands at the ball, I have to lean back really hard, and if the timing's great, you can play fantastic. But if it's not, then you start going down another rabbit hole of like, well, okay, so I figured this out, but now I need to do this and I've got to keep lag, and then you end up building a swing that will never fit your body. And that's why when I work with golfers, we spend pretty much 2 visits assessing. Your first competitive golfer audit is, why are you having these issues? How is this affecting your golf game? What joints are lacking capacity? What joints need more stability? Which ones need more range of motion? And then from there, can we control all this? So usually the second visit is more of a stability assessment through exercises to start fixing the capacity range of motion issues, but it gives me an insight of, is this actually a mobility problem or a stability problem? And then from there we can break it down to other buckets. but I want to make sure that swing changes that are being made, whether it's through a golf coach, YouTube, Instagram, whatever you're finding that you think is going to be helpful, is not just adding dysfunction on top of dysfunction. And that's when we go from having back tightness to, okay, now my hips are hurting and my shoulders are hurting, and you're putting more putting more layers on top of the onion, covering up the root cause of the issue. And then we have to backtrack. Okay, you made this swing change, this is what happened to your swing, and this is what happened to your body. Okay, peel that back, we fix that, now we go to the next thing. So if your golf coach or physical therapist, chiropractor is not looking at both your swing and how your body's moving, they're really doing you a disservice. That's 100%. That's why you see a lot of golf coaches going to these 3D motion systems, because your body is moving the club. The club just doesn't pick itself up and throw it at the ball. Good golf coaches understand that the body makes the swing. The body has to move a specific way for your current capacities. And the best golf coaches in the world, what are they doing? They are building you a specific swing. Yes, they're taking bits and pieces from all these PGA Tour pros and other golf pros, but they understand that if you're missing thoracic rotation, you're never going to have this Jake Knapp style backswing with huge turn, tons of lag, and be able to move the club towards the ball sequenced properly. So we want to make sure that everything you do is fitting your body to the swing, and then making sure that the swing is repeatable for your current capacities. You can always improve your capacities. You can get better range of motion, better stability, stronger. Doesn't matter what age you are. But at this current moment, we've got to find the swing that is going to fit you the best. Then we can start improving the body. The swing will change alongside it, but we can keep you inside the guardrails, inside your current capacity. So if you need help figuring out how to do this, drop a comment below. Would love to do a free swing review for you. Send me a few videos of your swing, and I'll send you a video on what I think you need to work on to make sure that you are having the best chances at a good 2026 golf season.